today we have one of the most anticipated releases that we have had to date. Anthropic released their much hyped model, Mythos, which they called Fable 5, which is kind of a variant of Mythos. If we look at the benchmarks, they all, as we knew, they look all really impressive. So I really want to see what it performs like in real life. The way we are going to do it is actually slightly different. If you haven't seen, we at Arena released something called agent mode, and it doesn't replace, but really I would say is in practice supplants a lot of the modes that we had before. So the way it works is that we can put in any kind of prompt, and instead of just kind of spitting out an answer as a chat, it can go off research, it can write code, it can iterate and so on. So you can really push and give it really high and prompts. You can also do coding prompts as before, and that's what I want to start with today. Is we're not going to do side by side as we did before, but I just want to give it really hard prompts and push it really to the limit. So let's take a look. So this is a prompt which is quite complicated. This is about a sperm whale here, where we want to really create this kind of live environment for it to really behave in this kind of natural environment. And what we can see here is, I must say, like, this is insane. I'm not going to show you side by side, but believe me, there's not a model that comes anywhere near close to that kind of output that I've tested so far. The natural feel of it, the design elements, the liveliness is completely out of this world. And you can see in here what the agent has done, what Fable has done here is that it's kind of used the different commands to kind of check it, used bash several times and so on. So it's kind of gone through that iterative process as you'd expect to do it in real life. So in this case, we can, by the way, mark it as successful to see that, to send that as a kind of explicit feedback for us to develop the rating. But it also picks up a lot of implicit signals, especially if we kind of provide feedback verbatim to the model. This was one shot, but I will have a lot of examples where it's not one shot, which is really gives it extra dimension. This was also one shot, and this was a Octopus. Let me maybe just, or maybe that was a bad idea, but yeah, we've got this loaded now. Again, this is the best that I have seen. I haven't tested a lot of models like this, but I have tested some of the latest ones. And the level of detail here, the kind of the fidelity of the octopus, the behavior, honestly, I couldn't even imagine that it could do something like that. So that's like really, really exciting to see. Again, that was one shot. And you can see how much work the model did there. So let's keep going. This result is I would say, worse. So what I'm liking here is what I'm expecting here is a humpback whale jumping up. There kind of should be splashes and so on. So that's, you can kind of see the kind of weird semi-vivid structure and the lack of water breach. That's kind of what I'm missing here. So I would say, you know, it's not completely infallible. I would say this is not a great result that we got here. I got similar results from some frontier models before. This was again one shot, so I could give it feedback, but just to kind of give you a feel what it can do one shot. This is Westminster Palace in London. And again, this is completely insane. The quality of this is outstanding. First of all, you can see the water reflections. The quality of the development here is definitely not like completely perfect. I don't want to overstate it massively, but the level of constructions, the coordination of the different elements is way, way beyond anything else that I've seen. So we can see the buses here as well. That's like very elaborate. They're kind of moving together with the taxis. That's all very accurate, or kind of at least representative. What is accurate is the location and the coordination of different elements. One slight thing where it fell down is the wheel should be like 90 degrees. But look, like honestly, this is very recognizable what it should look like when you actually see it in real life, and no other model did anything like that. So that's really impressive. This is Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, which is a very kind of elaborate church, which was kind of quite tricky to develop. So I really want to see what that's like. And again, including the inside, including the outside, this is like top notch. This is like really, really excellent. We do have kind of floaty buildings around, so again, not like completely perfect. And to be clear, like it is more elaborate in real life. It's not quite as straight and so on. So there's a lot more going on. So some room for improvement, but honestly, this is like way better than what I've seen from others. Although maybe the difference is not quite as stark as, like, for example, this one or this one. So these two are like completely out of this world in terms of the development. But yeah, it's definitely up there. To mix it in with some not so good ones is this Acropolis prompt that I do as well. That is actually quite disappointing. And I would say I can't remember how long it took, but it didn't feel like it took a long time to build. And you can see, I think that was something like, like 900 lines of code. So I felt like on occasion, and I'll give you a few more examples, so there's definitely more to come. On occasion, I felt a little lazy. And this is, by the way, on high setting that we are testing. I should have mentioned as well. So this is high setting. And yeah, this is impressive, but it's very stationary. Obviously, the roof is upside down. So this is similar to what I would have seen with like Opus 4.67, I want to say, something like that. Yeah, so it could be, definitely not every single generation is perfect. I'll promise I get to different ones, but I just want to show you this last one. This is probably the best one that I've seen of this kind of, this voxel art generation. But yeah, let's keep moving. This is, the construction is just outstanding. This is a new one, kind of floating ocean islands. This is the only problem with it, honestly, but the rest is like pretty insane. I want to show you the silly one, so this SVG of Mona Lisa, but I think what is interesting, it just shows the power of agent mode as well, where I told it, can you just make it more elaborate? This was the first one, already pretty good. And then what it did is that it downloaded the Mona Lisa kind of original, the photo of the painting, and then it also created this one, which is not like exactly better, but there are definitely some details that I think it tried to work on, which is kind of interesting as well. So I want to get now to different kinds of prompts, and I was particularly impressed with this kind. So I've got a few examples, is where we give a short prompts like this. So in this case, I'm saying, I would like you to research the most interesting, impressive data set where I would learn something about the world and you can visualize in the most creative way. Make it something completely unexpected and create most elaborate version of it. I think, that was actually one prompt, but I do have some examples where it's two prompts as well. And in this case, it's created this kind of asteroid bombardments over time. And look how impressive this is. So first of all, remember, it used the agent mode, so it has access to the internet. It kind of thought creatively about what to do. It collected this data, it brought it together, it then thought about how to visualize it, so it kind of brought this together. And honestly, okay, I haven't fact-checked all the data, that would be a little bit hard to do, but this looks completely insane to me. The fact that I could now visualize the data like this and kind of learn about it that way is like honestly like very impressive. And I can like go look at it by year and so on, and yeah, this is just insane. I just love that kind of thing. And again, just to show you, like in here we've got it collected the actual JSON data here and so on, so it can kind of oh yeah, the data here. So and then it can use this data to present. This is another one where it created this kind of the Great Escape and how nations fled poverty and early death, and kind of visualize the data this way. And again, this is the kind of chart that would take me absolutely ages to make if I ever wanted to do anything like this. And now just made it kind of, I think it was one shot. I think I asked it to just like, I think I had some problems visualizing it. I think it's just not understanding the environment, but look at this. Just look at the quality of this data presentation. Like this is, I love that. And yeah, you can kind of explore the data and so on. This is, to me, this is so much better than anything else I've seen. It would have taken absolutely ages to get to this point. So this is impressive. This is another one which is very impressive, is that, again, it's a kind of similar idea. I wanted just to go and research the data. And what it's done here is identified earthquake data, and then it's showing me the different earthquakes over time that have been recorded. And just look at that, right? Look how beautiful this is. And we can do by year, depth, magnitude. Like all of this is like pretty tasteful, and I can like understand the detail. So I think the potential to use something like agent mode or wherever you use these models for learning from this kind of data, if you don't understand some concept, this is just crazy. So good. I wanted to show you maybe this kind of, I guess, I'm not sure I would call this laziness exactly, but here I have a couple of versions of it where we've got the prompt where I wanted to get me to learn about large language models. And in here, like, I thought the first output was kind of poor. Like, that's the kind of basic stuff that we have. I guess it's sort of interactive. But honestly, that felt kind of like a, I don't know, what would you call it? Like, I guess I can probably just see it on some website or something. It's kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm going to learn about this. And it kind of felt like a little bit sloppy. Like, I don't know, this is to my taste. I wasn't super impressed by this. So I just sent a follow-up, simple prompt. I said, save it as V1 and then make it more 3D and much more impressive. So again, nice thing about the agent mode, we can go into the different files. So in here, we've got 2 versions saved. And now this is much cooler. I still don't completely love this kind of slightly kind of overbearing kind of panels and so on, but this is much more elaborate. Like, I think content is kind of, could be maybe more interesting, but at least like, I don't know, if I was a kid like trying to learn about this, I would find this a lot more immersive, a lot more impressive. So I think this is already much cooler. So you can really learn about this. And again, this is like not even specific prompt. I just said make it more elaborate and like 3D. So you can imagine how much better it could be potentially if you really invest some time and kind of showing this. So yeah, this one is really cool, really impressive. So yeah, I think for learning, you know, they never talked about this, but I find these kind of learning prompts to be particularly impressive. Like this is really cool. You know, I can keep showing you these, so hopefully you find these interesting. But this again, kind of earthquakes here. So let me just maybe speed this up. Yeah, I think what was nice about this is actually, yeah, this kind of guided story where it was really talking me through the experience. Oh yeah, that's the one I wanted to see, is that it kind of created this X-ray view as well. So which is kind of cool. Like I'm not sure I'm learning that much from it, but I thought that idea of how you can manipulate the different layers and so on, I thought that was really quite something. This was another which was a little bit to the point of kind of maybe slight laziness. I mean, be honest, like this is quite difficult task, but what I wanted to do is to get it to create this kind of eruption story for Pompeii. So again, for children to learn to what was it like. And what I don't like, I think it's like a little bit text heavy, kind of just making me wait and kind of push for that. I think a good teacher probably would have made a better version of this, kind of really moving it around. So then I could just kind of see and kind of learn. I feel like it's not quite that engaging. Like I can sort of walk around, but it's kind of boring. I don't know how you find it. But again, if we go back to our workspace here, we can go to the second version, which I asked it to make. And again, with a very simple prompt, non-specific, just make it more visually elaborate. And I don't know, is it that much more visually elaborate? Like, I guess it is like better, but it's still, oh no, gonna make me do a quiz, damn it. 12 questions, no. So maybe I can do the eruption story. So I think it's like, honestly, this is quite cool, but I was kind of hoping maybe it'll do like something a little bit more fun than this. But look, I think it can kind of give an idea. I mean, the fact that I can just move around, I don't know, maybe I'm being already greedy and unreasonable. I think this is quite cool. I feel like you can work on this and make that better. This is another version, which is like kind of 1-2 step, where it's like, I think the first version is like pretty good, but the second one is excellent. So here I'm saying I'm planning to trip to Italy, and I want to like click around the map and kind of learn about those places in 3D representation of these places. So let's see, so Venice, Grand Canal, I could kind of see it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Go back. I can go to Rome, and there's Vatican. Quite kind of condensed version of it. Colosseum, like very basic. But the fact that it created so many scenes, and like almost like literally the lake. So this is quite basic. So then I asked it again, nothing too much, and just make it more impressive. And then I created this version, which again, like, you can kind of argue what you want to see, but I thought at least like that kind of it tried to make it much more kind of engaging flow. Although, like, would it be nice if it kind of did like a bit more around it as well? Like, I think that's kind of interesting. I think this is high reasoning, remember, and I think, I don't know, I feel like it can do more. So maybe just, everyone's complaining about tokens, so maybe it's trying to save your money, but I think it could have put more effort, I think, and make it even more impressive. So I feel like there was more potential. So maybe that's something to keep in mind, is that maybe there's like a little bit more left in it. So let's move on to the next kind of prompts. So one thing that we can do on the agent mode is that we can really give it all kinds of tasks. So not just coding tasks, although they would involve some coding, but the point of them is different. So in this case, we say, I would like to understand the level of CapEx that goes into the industry. Can you please do the most thorough research and put together visual Excel and PowerPoint showing me all of the data to help me understand this industry over the last several years and the projections. And here we've got some outputs in here, charts and so on. Just for simplicity, I've asked it to put it in PDF. I know viewing Excel in PDF is like a little bit silly, but just for brevity here, so you can just get a feel for what it's like. It's not super elaborate. I must say, like, when you hear this kind of magnificent model that's gonna replace us all and like hack everyone, I don't know, I kind of was hoping for a bit more. So, I mean, this is not bad, but that's kind of basic as well. Like, that's kind of what you'd expect. I don't know, I guess you'd expect like a junior employee to just kind of pull together quickly. That's the kind of level. And if I'm gonna look at the PDF here, which was PowerPoint, but I just converted to PDF or asked it to do it. And in here, we've got this kind of presentation. And like, it is pretty reasonable. Haven't fact-checked all the numbers, but that feels about right to me. So we've got this kind of investments by these top 5 companies. Then we've got the actual and guidance. So actual for 2025 and guidance. So I think that's pretty cool that they found the guidance. Then this kind of growth as well. That's quite nice. And it also thought about the supply side, even though I didn't particularly ask for it, and the revenue from NVIDIA as well, yeah, compute spending. I can't remember if it actually pulled out like specific, yeah, kind of point to ChatGPT launch. So I think there's like a lot of good stuff in that. It really feels like it has like decent judgment to like point this out that, oh, ChatGPT launched, so hence there was a growth revenue. And this is, oh, by the way, this is data center revenue, which is important because NVIDIA's got other lines of business. So that's like pretty good base. But if I was to say, like, if I was to say, I don't know, McKinsey created this kind of presentation, I would be really disappointed if this was like the level that McKinsey did. To me, this is like a good first-year analyst did this. Like, they know what they're doing, basically. They kind of understand it, but you know, the level of analysis is very surface level, very basic. It kind of, the formatting maybe is a little bit unfair, just conversion to PDF sometimes ruin this, so maybe don't pay attention too much. But like, do you like these slides? Are you impressed by them? I'm not. Like, I think this is quite basic, good basic stuff. So we can definitely expect models to do better than that. So if you hear kind of all McKinsey consultants getting replaced, like, yeah, first of all, that's not all they do, but this is also not good enough. And here we've got a similar type of prompt, but in here we're asking to research AI models and help a business understand what kind of model they should be using. Here, agent models asked a bunch of different questions. So I answered e-commerce, all use cases, no constraints, that kind of thing. And it kind of went through the motions, did research, and so on, and kind of pulled it together. So, and I just asked it to convert it to PDF again. So let's take a look. So first of all, again, this kind of style, I don't know, it feels kind of old school. I don't love this design at all. It's kind of very wordy. It's not, in terms of the executive level presentations, if you want them to make a decision on something, that does not immediately strike me as the kind of thing that you would do. And I think part of it is presentation, but part of it also like how do you lay out your arguments and so on. So this to me feels like very basic, like, oh, big numbers, some words. Like, that doesn't feel a very kind of advanced level here. But anyway, let's get to the content. So we've got here, for example, 3 frontier leaders and so on. So premium ones, Opus 4.7. Interesting. Why doesn't it recommend 4.8? Does it not like it? Or is it just kind of out of date? I don't know, maybe it's a better advice. Who knows? Check Arena rankings. But also doesn't recommend itself, which is kind of interesting, kind of meta point. And then others like, okay, I guess, not sure 5.4 kind of makes sense here. 3.5 Flash, I guess. Sonnet is a decent recommendation. Budget, I'll put 5.4 million to budget personally. I mean, Nana, I guess, as well. DeepSeek Flash is a good recommendation. But yeah, there's definitely like many good models are missing here. Like where's Kimi, where's, yeah, DeepSeek Pro could be in here, GLM 5.1, that kind of thing. Open weight, Llama 4, yeah, I mean, that's not a good recommendation, right? Who would do that? I guess I did put open weight in here. So Llama 4 is, yeah, not a great recommendation anymore, a bit out of date. So you kind of pull this together. Oh, it said GPT 5.5 first on GDP eval. Actually, can't quite remember if that's true. Anyway, The point being is that I think also the quality of information, apart from the actual presentation and laying out the argument, quality of research, I think is like not terrible, but I wouldn't say that this is like as impressive as we saw in some of the other generations that we went through. So once you started getting into these kind of judgment ones, it's a lot harder to do that super well. So saying that, we'll just end with like few little games. So this is meant to be climbing Taipei Tower. I think that's like okay. Like not sure this is like very impressive game. This one is a game where it's flying over Paris, Three.js game, which is like, I don't know, I guess it's okay. Like the doesn't really look like Paris apart from the kind of wonky Eiffel Tower. It's kind of a little bit too bright. The controls like pretty good, but it again doesn't like completely feel like a game. Like I expect kind of more things going on. It did kind of better actually. When I asked it, the prompt here was to say, come up with a completely unique game. It should be very clear, playable instantly, and should be elaborate 3D game. So, and I feel like that's kind of even better than based on some of my prompts. So that kind of feels more like a game. So I think this is, yeah, actually kind of cool. So yeah, I think it's a kind of interesting thing. Oh, you know what it does? It's kind of on games, this weird thing where a lot of models do, where they confuse left and right. And you know what? Fable also does this. So it's really hard to control. So yeah, I'm not like super impressed with its gaming capabilities either. This one broke, and yeah, maybe this one would work. No. So in summary, what I would say is that obviously, I can't really test its hacking capabilities and cybersecurity capabilities in here. I have actually tried and I just refused to do anything, so sorry about this. Not the hacking part, but the cyber part. And so we can't cover completely everything, but to give you a feel for what I think this model will be like, is that I think there will be few areas like these that are completely outstanding. Like that will blow your mind in terms of the quality. It might be a bit lazy in some places. So we can see here, like occasionally kind of did something like a little bit weak. Then in other places where we can do things like, for example, yeah, go and visualize data and be creative and kind of maybe almost judgment things about like what could be interesting, like how do you present it. That was super impressive to me. Like I didn't expect like any model to be that good so quickly. So it's kind of interesting in terms of like data visualization and research seems to be like really, really good. There were a few cases where I had to prod it and like do a bit better, and it was like a little bit disappointing. Like here, like I feel like that's still not quite that good, not quite what I imagined. Yeah, and here I think like it could be a little bit better. And then when we come to these kind of more knowledge tasks, I was not that impressed. It felt solid, but not certainly. I'm not like firing my junior analysts and getting this in. Maybe give them the model, but yeah, there's definitely a lot more that humans do beyond that. Yeah, and gaming is kind of this weird thing where it's like, it's kind of a 3D, supposed to use judgment, so it's kind of okay, but like I feel like it's not that impressive. And I think gaming has been one of those categories that the models can't yet do. So look, I am very impressed. I'm super pleased with the test and the way they came out. A lot of it thanks to the agent mode, so do really check it out. And one thing I also recommend is you check out the leaderboards for the agent mode. I think they're also really, really interesting to see and explore. But most importantly, just try it out. And I think you get much better, more interesting results. And who knows, it's still kind of, you don't know which model you're dealing with, but hopefully you'll get Mythos or Fable or whatever they call it, and hopefully you'll get some of these super amazing results. So let's see. I'm really looking forward to see how you guys gonna find it, but I've been really impressed. So I'll see you in the next one.